Hey, good looking, what you got cooking? How's about cooking something up with me? Hello and thank you for joining us for Let's Dish with Lucinda Holiday. I am Lucinda Holiday and let's get cooking. Hello and thank you for joining me for Let's Dish with Lucinda Holiday. I am Lucinda Holiday and this is my friend Victoria Dupuis.
Hello!
So today what are we going to cook?
We're going to make a coconut red curry with chicken and vegetables and serve it over some lovely jasmine rice.
Oh my God, that sounds absolutely delicious. So what we're going to do, we're going to get started and we're going to make some delicious food.
That's right. So let's go through. We have all of our ingredients out here, except for the rice, because the rice is in the rice cooker ready to go. Make whatever rice you'd like with your own thing. But we have, this is some red curry paste. In this I've got minced ginger and garlic. There's a little bit of brown sugar. We've got onion. You can use red onion, yellow onion, white onion, whatever you like. Celery. These are bell peppers, the red and green, like the sweet little peppers. Some mushrooms, and then some chicken, and then we're gonna also use a can of diced tomatoes and a can of coconut milk. But the first thing we're gonna start with is the ginger and the garlic. We wanna put that, there's a little bit of olive oil in the pan, and we wanna use that and start cooking it just a little bit over some heat to get it fragrant. Then we're gonna add in the rest of our vegetables.
Excellent.
So we should take this over to the burner. Did you grow up eating curry?
Never in my life.
Really?
I never have eaten curry until I would say maybe 6 months ago when you first made it.
Wow. You know what? I didn't grow up eating a lot of curry either. My mother in Louisiana and Texas wasn't a big curry gal.
Oh, I grew up in a little town of 125 people in Iowa. I'm right there with you.
So we're gonna need the mushrooms and the peppers. All right. So now the onion and the garlic and the ginger have been cooking for just a little bit, and they kind of flavor the oil and release their essentials. So you put in the
Looks delicious
already. If you want to knock out those last couple of onions for me with the spatula, and a little celery, and then the mushrooms. I'll just go ahead and use that. My hands are clean. And the peppers. And what you want to do is give that all a good little stir. And then we're going to lower the heat and let them just saute with the lid on for a little bit, because you really just want to sweat the vegetables. If you would hand me that beautiful lid right there, and we will let that saute. Now let's talk about curry paste.
Okay.
And there's also one thing I didn't mention, garam masala.
And bless you.
I know. Also something we did not grow up with in our pantries.
What is garam masala?
Well, in it would be spices. Is what it says. But it has cinnamon and cumin and coriander and black pepper, so it has a real nice warming sensation with it. And now the curry paste, this is red curry paste. If you can have a local Asian market in your neighborhood or in your city or town, find it. You can probably find it on Amazon too, delivered to you, but it's wonderful stuff. It is potent. So I'm using about 2 tablespoons. But if you wanted to cut that down to 1 because you're not quite such into the spice, please feel free to do so. This does have a kick.
Yes,
you could also go to yellow curry, which is milder if you want it.
Now I'm going to open up the coconut milk here.
What pretty sparkly things on your hands. Wherever do you get such beautiful jewelry?
That would be madeforaqueen.com.
Well, I'm wearing Made for a Queen too.
What? Oh my gosh. If you have not ever seen or heard of madeforaqueen.com, go to madeforaqueen.com. That's madeforaqueen.com.
The vegetables have sweat for a little while. You can go ahead and add in the curry paste and the tomato.
Have they sweat long enough?
They have. You just want to get them started. This is going to simmer for a fairly decent amount of time, probably about a good 20 minutes. So your curry paste and your tomatoes.
Do you mash it up?
No, it will open up in the sauce. And we're going to put that in. And the coconut milk and the garam masala. And I use about a tablespoon of garam masala.
Ooh, that was a lot.
And that's light coconut milk. You can use full fat if you like.
Well, I was on that fat-free diet thing for a while, and I got all that low-fat stuff, and it's delicious.
It is just as good.
It's just as good.
And that's about a nice, good tablespoon of garam masala. Do it to taste. And speaking of taste, at the end, you'll want to adjust salt for your own preference. I always add salt at the end just to make everything perfect. There is salt in the curry paste. So we put the lid back on that and let that simmer. We're going to bring the heat up just a little bit. We bring it to a kind of a gentle boil, and then we'll lower it down.
Excellent.
Now, we're going to put chicken in this curry.
Are we?
We are. And we're going to use...
What kind of chicken is that?
It's chicken. It's not like, you know, any kind of weird chicken.
Did you make the chicken?
This, actually, I'm doing a shortcut. This is a rotisserie chicken that we have taken the skin off and then taken all the meat off of.
You took the skin off and everything?
I took the skin off and everything. Now, you can, if you want to do your own chicken, just kind of brown it first in a pan. Brown it for about 2 to 3 minutes. I cut mine into cubes and then brown it and then add it in to let it cook through in the sauce. And you could add that in at this point since it would be cooking and kind of simmering with the vegetables. And the last thing we're going to add in, and I'm sorry we didn't bring this out first, is this is just a bag of mixed greens. This is baby kale mix. You could use power greens, you could use spinach, you could use arugula or anything you'd like. And I add this in at the very, very end, and it just kind of wilts right into the sauce, and then it's ready to serve. It's in.
So you sort of push the bottom of a glass dish. It didn't work. Here, let me take that dish for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And this is probably maybe a little shallower pot than we could be using, but we're going to gently just kind of let the chicken kind of fold in, and it's just going to heat through as the vegetables cook.
Excellent.
And the last thing we'll do is add in the greens and the brown sugar.
Well, the first time I was in drag, I was 7 years old, and I was in the Watermelon Day Parade in my hometown. And so I was
just a seed.
I was just barely a seed, and I was wearing my sister's dress and my grandmother's wig, and my sister's shoes, and I had my mom's pearls on, and I walked down the parade with my grandfather's marionette doll. It was a big bird, and so that was my first experience in drag.
That is fascinating. I don't know this story.
And then about 10 years ago, I went back to my hometown, and I would perform a one-man show in my hometown. And my sister said, oh, they're having the Watermelon Day Parade. And so I was in the Watermelon Day Parade in the back of my sister's convertible as Barbie. And I had a great time, and everybody loved it, and so yeah.
So you weren't still in your sister's dress and your grandmother's wig?
No, not this time.
Not
I wish I had that little dress. It would probably be a blouse by now, because I was long back then, but now I've grown up a little bit.
If I was 7 and the dress fit me, it'd be a sleeve at this point.
Oh yeah, exactly. I mean, sure that I don't burn it. Okay. Oh, look at that! It is bubbling away.
We're gonna turn the heat down and just let it simmer.
Okay. Just not boil.
Right.
We don't want it to boil.
Right, because then you also don't want it to burn.
We don't. And now that the vegetables are cooked and the curry is cooked in, now what's the next step?
So we're going to finish it up by adding in just that little bit of brown sugar, and that just rounds everything out. And then we're going to put in the mixed greens, and you can once again use any kind of greens that you want. And then once these kind of wilt in with the heat of the sauce, it'll be ready to serve. And it's going to be delicious. And may I even say, because we know this, it's just as good, if not better, the next day.
Absolutely. It has time to rest and to marinate.
All the flavors marry so beautifully.
Yes.
And we checked it for a little bit of salt. We did add probably about a tablespoon of salt, maybe not quite, just to get to our salt level that we like. Or you'll probably want more salt. That's okay. So just kind of put the greens right on top. Just kind of gently fold those greens in so they get down in the sauce.
Absolutely. But I think what I'll do is I'll grab a second spatula,
Or perhaps tongs.
and we're going to do it like this.
Just kind of fold, absolutely. And it will not take but just a few minutes, if that, for those greens to just wilt.
Yep.
And it'll be just perfect and ready to go. So why don't you go ahead and grab our bowls, because this is really to the point where we can serve it.
Okay.
And I will switch from this spatula to this ladle. I'll turn the heat on. And then what you want to do is get a nice kind of, and just put it right on top of the rice.
Look at that.
And why not get a little bit of the juices?
Delish.
Absolutely. And there we go. Here's a spoon for me. And so you just kind of want to mix it in, get a little bit of rice, get a little bit of chicken, a little bit of veggies. And I will say, it's got a little kick, but put a little, you know, you had a whistle, don't you? Put your lips together, blow.
Ooh, let me see.
Isn't that wonderful?
Once again,
Nice spice on the end.
you have done an amazing job.
Just a little sweetness with the coconut milk and that brown sugar. It all goes together. It's heaven and a ball.
Well, I want to thank you, Victoria. This has been a wonderful experience. The food is delicious.
I'm so glad to be here. Thank you for asking me.
Absolutely. So we will be posting the recipe at the end of this, and if you would please subscribe, like, share, tell all your friends that we're here, and remember, cooking doesn't have to be a drag.